Options are an important part of product cost calculation. In the previous video, we reviewed the price dependency on the quantity of products. But let's go to the demo website and see that there are more parameters that affect the price of the product, such as format, paper type, printing type, single-sided or double-sided, lamination, matte or gloss, spot varnish, rounding corners, etc. All these parameters are taken into account when calculating the product and are called options. Options change the parameters of the product as well as affect its price, although this is not mandatory. Let's consider options using the example of buying a car. You can choose additional parameters such as LCD screen, leather seats, or a panoramic roof. For all these additions, which are called options, you pay extra. The same happens in a print order. Options not only affect the price calculation, but also how the product will be like in production, what the final product will be. In the Ventumprint platform, options can be linked with applications that users work in. For example, when creating a layout in the constructor, selecting different values of the format option will change the canvas size on which this layout is created. When selecting the spot varnish option in the constructor, a functionality is activated, allowing the user to select spot varnish and use it in the layout. Non-standard application functionality is tied to options. Therefore, it is important to be able to use options and plan which options to add to a particular product. Also, the choice of options affects the passage of the product through production stages. Each product has its own production plan. For example, printing, cutting, and packaging. If the user selected lamination for the product, then the production plan for this product will be changed. After printing, instead of cutting, the product will first go to the lamination phase, and only then to the cutting phase. Let's go to flyer product we have created earlier, and in order to clearly see the result and not be confused by the coefficients, let's disable price depends on quantity and set the price per unit to €1. Go to the Options tab. In our new product, it will be empty here. For demonstration, let's go to Old Products, Stickers. Enable availability and visibility and see how the options look on the website. Click Go to Page. When adding the contour cutting option, the price automatically changes. The cost of each option is shown to the user here. Let's go back to our product flyer and add options. For this product, let's create, for example, 3 options: format, paper type, and lamination. The format option has 3 values, a 6, a 5, and a 4. The paper type option will also have 3 values, 150 grams per square meter, 200 grams per square meter, and 250 grams per square meter. The values of the lamination option will be no or yes, without lamination and with lamination, and the type of lamination in the case of yes, matte or gloss. Click Add option. Enter the name of the first option for the list and for the website, format. Enter the option description. When the option is created for the product, a question mark will appear next to it on the website. By clicking on it, the user can read what this option is about. This is an optional parameter. You can add a description for non-obvious options or not use a description at all. Choose View Type. This is how the option will look on the website. For now, choose Select. This is the most common option representation. Cost Calculation Type. This is how this option will affect the price of the product. There are 2 types, summing and coefficient. In this video, we will consider summing. If we enable selection required, the first item of this option will be selected by default. Enable it. In the coefficient section, leave the default option, quantity. Do not fill in the dependencies for now. We will return to them later. Save settings. The new option appeared in the list. Click Add option. In the settings on the right, fill in the name for the list and for the website, paper type. View type, select. Cost calculation type, summing. Enable selection required, and save the settings. Add a third option, add option. Name for the list and for the website, lamination. View type, select. Cost calculation type, summing. This time we do not choose selection required. Save the settings. All our three options are created. You can change the order of options by dragging them by this icon. Enable and disable them. Delete them and go to their settings. Enable the new options. Go to the product page and check. As you can see, the options are highlighted in red and do not affect the price. This is because the options have no values, or in other words, elements. Returning to the car dealership example, we created the interior option, but did not add a choice of which interior it is, leather or fabric. Return to the product page settings. Choose Format option. Click this icon and go to the Elements menu item. Add element. Fill in the parameters of each option element. Enter the name for the list and website, A6. Do not set price and wait yet. Save. Check on the website. Create the other two elements, A5 and A4. Check on the website. Since we did not assign prices to the option elements, their selection does not affect the product price. Note that the current price per unit of product is €1. For a quantity of 10 pieces, the total cost is €10. For the Format option, we set the cost calculation type, summing. In the coefficients section, it is indicated that this option is influenced by quantity. Let's change the formula we have used earlier. Price per unit times quantity equals total print run cost. In our example, the price per unit, €1, quantity 10, total cost €10. A summing option affects the unit price. When using a summing option, our formula becomes price per unit plus selected option value multiplied by quantity equals total print run cost. This means that if the price per unit is €1 and the option value is, for example, €2, then the sum, price per unit plus option value, will be €3. And then for 10 pieces, the total cost will be €30. In this way, the option changes the product calculation result. Let's check the validity of this formula. Go to Elements, and for A6, we leave the option element price field empty, which is equal to entering €0. No effect on price. In this case, the product unit price will still be €1. Let's imagine that the unit of product is A6 size, so we didn't increase it and left it at 0. Save the settings. A5 is twice the size of A6. Therefore, add plus €1, it becomes €2. Save the settings. A4 is 4 times bigger than A6. So to A6, we must add plus €3 to get €4. Why plus €3, not plus 2, since A4 is 2 times bigger than A5? Because the calculation is from A6, not from A5. A6 is the base size. Save. Let's apply the formula. Price per unit plus selected option value multiplied by quantity equals total print run cost. A6, 1 plus 0, times 10 equals 10. A5, 1 plus 1, times 10 equals 20. A 4, 1 plus 3 times 10 equals 40. Let's check on the website. That is, the calculator in real time calculates the price change when selecting different options, which is very convenient for users. Return to Settings. Go to the paper type option Elements, Add Element. Enter the name for the list and website, 150 grams. Price 0, because the unit price of €1 includes the cost of using 150 gram paper. Save the settings. Add an option element, 200 grams. The unit price will include plus €1. Enter 1. Save. Add the 250 gram element. The price of using this element will be €2. Save. Then our formula will look like this. Price per unit plus format option value plus paper type option value multiplied by quantity equals total print run cost. We added another term that changes the value of the product unit price. The equations will look like this. A 6, 150 grams, 1 plus 0 times 10 equals 10. A 5, 200 grams, 1 plus 1 times 10 equals 30. A 4, 250 grams, 1 plus 3 plus 2 times 10 equals 60. We won't list all possible combinations here. Go to the product page and check. When choosing a 6 format and 150 gram paper type, the unit price does not change. The price is still €1 per piece. For a quantity of 10 pieces, the cost is €10. When choosing 200 gram paper, the price increases by €10. When choosing 250 grams, the price increases by €20. Options are not connected with each other, but all of them affect the unit price of the product. Let's go to the lamination option settings and remind ourselves that selection required is turned off. Turn it on. Go to this option's Elements, Add Element. Enter its name for the list and website. Yes. This Yes element will add plus €1 to the unit price. Enter 1 in the price field. Save. Then the formula will look like this. Price per unit plus format option value plus paper type option value plus lamination price multiplied by quantity equals total print run costs. And the equation's like this. 1 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 times 10 equals 10 if lamination is not applied. 1 plus 0 plus 0 plus 1 times 10 equals 20 if lamination is applied. Go to the product page and check. If yes is selected, then an additional €1 per unit for lamination. If you don't like the absence of a selection element in lamination, you can go back to the elements of the lamination option. Add a new element with the name No. You may leave the price empty or set it to 0. Save. To make the No option appear first by default, move it to the first position. Let's check on the website. Now you can select No and Yes. As you remember, in the case of selecting lamination, we would like to add the choice of lamination type, matte or gloss. When setting up calculations, such tasks can be solved in several ways. Let's consider the simplest option. Go to the lamination elements. Instead of Yes, enter gloss lamination. Price €1. Save the settings. and add a new element named matte lamination with a price of €1 per unit. Save and check. Now the lamination option has 3 possible values: no lamination, gloss lamination, matte lamination. You can select any of them. If after refreshing the page your previously selected value is displayed, this is not an error. The browser saves your previous selection from the drop-down list to prevent data loss. If you want to completely reset the page, press Ctrl F5 or Command R on Mac. This will clear the cache and reload the page from scratch. You can solve this task differently in a more complex way. Let's do it to understand how convenient and flexible options are, which you can configure for any of your needs. Options and their elements can be not deleted, but disabled. Disable the matte lamination element. Go to the gloss lamination element and rename it back to yes as before. Now the lamination option has 2 elements, no and yes. So how do we add lamination type variants? To do this, add another option by clicking Add Option. Enter the option name, lamination type. Leave all other settings default and go to the dependencies section at the bottom of the page. 2 variants are available: depends from other option and excluded from other option. Depends from other option means that the option we are creating will appear only when a specific element of another option is selected. If you click on this field, you will see the 3 options we created earlier. Select lamination. At the bottom, a choice will appear: all elements or a specific one. Let's choose the specific element, yes. Save the settings, enable this new option, and check on the website. As a result of this linking, the lamination type option becomes available only when the yes element of the lamination option is selected. Return to Settings, go to Elements of the new option, Add Element. Enter the name Gloss Lamination. We do not specify a price because there is an element yes in lamination, and it already adds the price. Save and create a new element, matte lamination. Now we have the lamination type option and its 2 elements, gloss and matte. Go to the lamination type option settings and enable selection required. Go to the product page. If we select lamination no, the lamination type option is not available for display, although it exists. If we select lamination yes, then the lamination type option appears and allows choosing glossy or matte. The yes element of the lamination option adds €1 to the unit price. But what if matte lamination costs twice as much as gloss? Return to the lamination option, and in the yes element, remove the price and save. In this case, the yes element will serve just as a trigger that activates the lamination type option. And in the lamination type option elements, we will specify the price. For example, enter the price for gloss lamination, €1 and save. And for matte lamination, enter €2 and save. Check on the website. Format A6, paper type 150 grams, lamination no, price €1 per unit. Select lamination yes and gloss lamination. Price €2 per unit. Select matte lamination. Price €3 per unit. This is how the dependent option lamination type works. Return to the lamination option settings. Consider the parameter excluded from other option. Go to the paper type option, Elements. Let's imagine that at your production facility, 250-gram paper is beautiful textured board. Change the name. Save. Check on the website. The customer selected format A6 in paper type, textured board 250 grams, lamination yes, and lamination type gloss. Most likely, the printing technologist will insist that for all paper types, lamination should remain possible, but for designer textured board, be removed. How will we fulfill this task? Go to the lamination option settings. Choose excluded from other option, paper type. Textured board 250 grams. Note that here you can select several values. Save and check on the website. When selecting format A6 in paper type textured board 250 grams, the possibility to choose lamination disappears. Task completed successfully.